Squire's Men's Shop, 4th and Market Streets, presents now a man-sized look at the news of the day from Associated Press. Squire's takes you behind the world news.
A stiff new money battle appears to be taking shape in Congress today, even before the matter is formally presented for consideration. Economy-minded senators already are girding for a fight against the administration's announced plan to rearm the Atlantic-packed nations of Europe. Just how strong the opposition will be appears to depend largely on the sum that President Truman will request for the job. So far, there has been no official suggestion as to the cost of bolstering the Atlantic Treaty by the rearming process. But unofficial sources have consistently mentioned the round figure of $1,250 million. And considering aid to other nations such as China, informants say the overall foreign arms cost to the United States next year will approximate $2 billion. Many congressmen believe the strain on our economic system will be too great a load to bear in view of our other foreign commitments. Right now, for instance, the administration is engaged in a hard fight for a $5,580 million appropriation to continue the Marshall Plan 15 more months. Rearming friendly nations of Europe was discussed recently by the President's top economic advisor, Dr. Edwin Norris, at a meeting of military leaders. He was understood to say, in effect, that America would strengthen its own defense by furnishing arms to Atlantic-packed nations, and that, therefore, part of the cost should be borne by the military services. Dr. Norris's remarks were taken to mean that the Army, Navy, and Air Force might be asked to shave their own budgets to help pay for rearming Europe. Many senators, Democrats and Republicans, immediately applauded the economist's suggestion. They did so thinking his idea had White House approval. But Mr. Truman corrected that impression yesterday. He said Dr. Norris had been misunderstood, his speech misinterpreted. The President then explained that the burden of rearming the Atlantic powers would have to be a distinct project, a separate package deal. A number of legislators quickly reverted to their old stand. They repeated previous warnings that if more money is to be appropriated, taxes will have to be increased. That's all right with President Truman. He reiterated yesterday that he still favors a $4 billion tax boost. But there are quite a few congressmen who disagree with the wisdom of a tax increase at this time. Among them, the Senate's Republican floor leader, Kenneth Wherry of Nebraska. Wherry commented, if the President insists on piling European arms expenditures on top of all the other budget requests, we'll either have to increase taxes or start deficit spending. And that's the news behind the world news. Squire's Men's Shop takes pleasure in introducing to Parkersburg nationally famous Adler shoes for men. You've heard of famous Adler shoes for men, for value-wise New Yorkers have been buying them for 60 years through Adler's own 18 stores. They've become nationally known for their smart, young styling, their superb fit, and above all, for the extraordinary value they pack into their low prices of $8.95 to $11.95. Squires have dozens of handsome new spring styles, and if you need an extra large size or width, chances are good Squires can fit you, for they have widths A to triple E in sizes 6 to 16. Stop in right away and look them over. Squires are proud to bring these fine shoes to you.
Squire's Men's Shop, 4th and Market Streets, invites you to listen tomorrow at the same time for another inside look at the news of the day from Associated Press. Behind the World News is presented each weekday at the same time by Squire's Men's Shop.